Wow.
What the
It is 11:30 on a Sunday morning. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you?
Tired. It's like I'm always up this time. It's like kind of refreshing doing a morning show. I don't hate it.
Yeah, it is. I
I
kind of like. I kind of like this. The sun's out.
nah, I can't say that I do, but that's probably my fault because I was out until like um, 3 in the morning at the card shop.
Damn.
Damn.
All right, so for context, I have tried to start ending my hiatus from cards.
hmm
And so with the end of my hiatus, I I have to play seriously now. So with me playing seriously, um it means that I actually am grinding and I'm trying to make sure that I actually get like the real game going, you know what I mean?
hmm
So with all of that grind, the owner of the shop that I go to, he's also a player, and like he's actually a player in Gundam, and with him being a player in Gundam, he actually wants to start testing because he has the Gundam Regional December 6th. So yeah, I don't know why this light is bouncing around my head, but it
So
feels
his shop's gonna be closed that day.
no, no. He has
Okay.
other employees, so
Oh, okay.
I think my friend's also gonna be going to that regional because he took like he plays like basically every card game comes out. He's took a Gundam like crazy. Like he's always posting on Facebook like top one, top two finishes every like that. I'm like, damn, he really got into this. Oh goddamn. So it's getting big, which
I
is crazy.
mean, between like Riftbound and Gundam and One Piece, like the card game market is going crazy, and a lot of the Poke Bros then come over and they started raising all of the prices of the cards. They just buying stuff, and they're like, somebody was like, "Oh, I bought this card." Like, we recently saw a post, and somebody was like, "Oh, I bought this card. It says blah 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 blah." And I don't know if this is a misprint or whatever. And like everybody who's familiar with the game is like, "Congratulations, you bought something. You came over here to scalp, and we know it."
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get value out of nothing at this point.
See, I didn't
So,
want to say like I would just buy car. I don't know if I'd ever play. I collect just to collect because I like
there's a
Gundam.
difference between collecting and being a scalper.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
So
I
if
wouldn't.
you're buying it just to like flip it and sell it, you're a scalper.
But what
Like,
if I what all right, but let's say I buy something. I plan on keeping all of them, but one of the cards is actually like, oh shit, I can make some money off that.
if it's a card,
Then
yeah.
I
Like
decide to sell it.
if you here's the thing.
That's not
You're not a scout. Like, all right, so
I be a
here's the thing.
scumbag.
And I'm gonna explain it because this is kind of relevant. So I'm gonna explain the difference between video game scalping and card scalping. So card scalpers, what they do is they go out and they get product as close to MSRP as possible.
hmm
And they sell the sealed product just like that for double immediately. If you buy stuff and you're opening,
hmm
you're not considered a scalper
Ah, okay.
because you're selling individual cards. Like you're opening the product, you're keeping what you want. Anything you don't want, you sell.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're collecting. You're keeping whatever you want. You're collecting your stuff, and But like when you buy a booster box and you're like, all right, this booster box is selling online for like I just bought it for 120, but I can get 300 off of it. You decide that you immediately want to go and sell it for 250. You scalped.
That is kind of gross. I ain't gonna lie to you. That is pretty.
Just like with the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. Remember, like when the pre-orders went up, people were actually going getting the pre-order and then putting them on eBay for like 10 grand.
I don't get how that works.
Because people are stupid.
But that's the scalp. You have to you're maximizing your money and you're trying to prioritize the fact that you think that no one else will be able to get it.
I got more respect for drug dealers than I do scalpers. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
You got that stuff, bro?
At least that's like you had to get the product itself and then do all that, right? But scalping is just like you just waited on an opportunity to grab some hot item.
Well, you're taking advantage of supply and demand. The same thing was going on with Labubu.
Same thing's going on with what?
Labubu.
I said the same thing was going on with Labubus.
It's like a resale.
Yes, because the whole reason why Labubus were inherently higher value than things is they were always random. So you didn't know what you were gonna get. They were like cards. Like you saw, it's like the little gotcha things, the little vending machines you would see at like in like Asian stores and stuff like that. You go to the Dragon Ball Z one, you don't know which one you're gonna get. You're just gonna get some out of it. Labubu one showed you which potential Labubu you're gonna get. Some they assigned more value to for whatever reason, and a lot of people resold them. Like,
and the sealed boxes went crazy. Like if a Labubu retailed for like $40, right? It would cost you $100 because they were always out of stock.
Yeah, that is true. Them things be going out.
Yes.
People be stalking the vending machines and shit. It's like, damn, bro. I feel like I'm trying to think of is that worse or a better way than Beanie Babies? Because Beanie Babies, you saw the one that was like, hey, that one's rare and worth a shit ton of money. I'm about to go grab that, as opposed to like, oh, this is a blind box. I don't know what I'm gonna get. I feel like the blind box thing is better because then it's like you don't know what you're getting, as opposed to like,
yeah, but I mean, you now increase the value of all the blind boxes instead of the one.
The specific Beanie Babies were so valuable because they outright said, "Hey, like the Princess Diana one, it's like, hey, there's only like 2,500 of these in the world, or whatever number it was. I don't remember what the number they said, but it was just like, so yeah. But all the other ones got mass produced to have hundreds of thousands, millions of them. So it's just like those are worth $5. The Princess Diana one though, it's gonna be like $800.
What's funny is, speaking of Labubus and Beanie Babies, I actually heard that Funko Pops are in danger.
I saw that headline.
Financial danger.
They don't know. They're not profiting enough to actually. They said they're not sure. It was kind of like paraphrasing, but basically, it's like they're not sure if beyond a year and a half, 2 years, it's going to be worth actually producing Funkos like that.
Right.
Oh.
which is crazy to think about because of how much they blew up, but it's like at the same time. I mean, let's be honest. Like, no toy or figurine lasts forever, except Gundam models. Look, the Eternal.
that's the toy that transcends time, bro. The toy that transcends time.
We have to thank the Japanese for keeping that shit alive, though. For like Gundam models, like if it wasn't for them and the fact that like it is a major business in Japan, we probably wouldn't have them by today because you can't depend on us to keep shit alive. Transformers.
I mean, they still make Transformers, just not the intricate ones anymore.
Yeah, dude. You know what the problem is too with the whole Transformers base is that they just keep sucking off G1, and it's just like, bro, I'm tired of seeing G1 Optimus again and again, just slightly retooled, slightly better. It's boring.
Hey, but the silver on that new one is slightly shinier than the last one they released, though.
Like, dude, I want them to. You know what I want them to do? Do Beast Wars. I'm not saying
they were really
do Beast Wars, but whoever came up with that idea of Beast Wars, just come up with another idea that's different and unique and inject some life into the franchise.
Sounds like a big ask, sir.
The funny thing is, they should just
re-release. What up, Nash?
They should just re-release all the Beast Wars figures because when Toys R Us was still mostly around, they had the re-release they're doing. You get a Rhinox, they had a Rat Trap, they had Cheetor, and they re-released Optimus Primal. And people were buying them. Like, just re-release all these again. Because I would like to get all the ones that got damaged or lost from moves and other things like that.
They have done that, like at least. I think they did it when Transformers Kingdom came out, they started re-releasing the old molds of like old Beast Wars figures to coincide with the new Beast Wars figures that were coming out, or the new Kingdom Maximals and Predacons that was coming out. So you can find them for a decent price now.
I bought Rhinox. Well, actually, I
Yeah?
have two. I have two things of Rhinox. I think they actually sent me a second one, if I remember right.
By accident.
Yeah, Wally World was messing up with some shipments back then. So
Okay, so I know that we actually got our little like this is our little icebreaker, but now you know good and well that this show wouldn't be a show without us saying welcome to Start Button, home of you know, nerds, blurs, gamers, geeks, dweebs, everything of the sort. This is a welcome place, a safe place, and a place where we talk about games and the sort. So I just want to make sure that we introduce our panel today. We got myself, King Anarchy. Here with me, we also have Mr. Hustle Simmons and Mr. Rygen, the Flying Rygen, aka Mr. Rygen.
what up? I like that. I like that.
So now, to get things started today, aside from our general conversation, we are going to be talking about the future of gaming, where gaming is heading. So I actually wanted to say that I've been looking at some articles, I've been looking at some trends, I've been thinking on what I'm seeing from gaming right now, and so that's where I come up with this. And people have been asking me certain questions, like people who see me, they're like, "Yo, I've seen the show. Are y'all gonna talk about this?" Something that I was asked about a lot was the Steam Machine. Apparently, that's a question. So hey, y'all gonna talk about the Steam Machine? Blah blah blah. So my question now to you guys to get things started for today is, over the next 3 to 5 years, as we can see gaming changing, and we've discussed this before, but what would you like to see happen, or what trends can you start to see develop in gaming?
I feel like we're finally reaching the ecosystem. We're getting closer to it, where aside from Nintendo, because they keep everything close to the chest, that everything's gonna be available on platform of your choice. Almost, it seems like, whether it be on PlayStation or Microsoft putting stuff on there. Obviously, PlayStation put stuff on Steam, but we don't know the future Xbox. Like, who knows? Maybe Ghost of Tsushima might end up on Xbox Series X2 ported. Who knows? But I feel like, at least outside of Nintendo, we're getting to the point where it's literally just, hey, buy what you want, play with your friends through some method, whether it be an EA account or Activision account, Steam account, what have you. Log in on this, play your game. We're done. It's too much effort. It's too much effort keeping the walls up. We're not trying to do this no more. That's what I feel.
I gave up. Literally, that's the Microsoft motto now. But no, I agree with them. I think that's the major trend, is everything available on everything. And I think also another trend that it looks like things are heading more towards not making a closed console, but more of an actual miniature PC that's affordable, because we don't know economically where things are heading. But Microsoft already said that they wanted to make a premium console PC hybrid for
We'll
the
be
next
talking about that in a moment.
Xbox. Like with the Steam Machine, I think that's where a lot of them are going to go. Minus Nintendo.
We're going to talk about that in a moment.
Yeah, minus Nintendo, but I think that's where the future's headed.
Well, Nintendo just released their next generation console, and it's just called the Switch 2, and it does the same thing as the Switch 1. It's actually probably the first time I've seen Nintendo dig back into the same well.
Yeah, I mean, it works. Like,
I think at this point, Nintendo has exhausted all, like,
all their gimmicks.
Most of the creative avenue. I was going to say creative avenue for delivering games to us. But, like, I mean, at this point, it's like what could you do? What could be next?
A gimmick is a gimmick, bro.
Listen, if you want a real innovation, Sega still would have been around, but we don't got that no more as a hardware company. If you really look at it, I'm just saying, if you really look at it, all the standards that are now in gaming, Sega already set that shit like 20 years ago. Online, all that. They were the first one online.
Yeah.
No one gives them credit for that. People want to.
Everybody thinks it was Microsoft.
Oh, Microsoft was the first one online. It's like no.
We had the Sega channel.
Microsoft was the first one with paid online.
Sega channel. Yeah, paid online. True. Yeah. But Sega had the first like actively online game with Phantasy Star. Look, Phantasy Star online. That was a game changer.
Okay. So now I know this is about to be a little bit of a sensitive topic, but as you know, there have been people out there who have said that gaming is dying because the primary audience is between 30 and 45, right? Basically, our generation is what's keeping gaming alive right now. If you talk to anybody under 30, anybody under like in their 20s, if they play games, what do they play? They play like Fortnite or something, right? You know? So is there something that can be done to get the next generations into gaming? What can we do to drive, our teenagers or the children towards the gaming that we know and love? What can we do to kind of deliver that passion?
You gotta start them off playing games young, like they did with us.
But a lot of parents are doing that, but they're still not like.
I don't even know if they're doing that. I think a lot of kids are just iPad kids now.
Yeah.
Or they play Roblox young, which is never mind.
Like some of my friends have gotten their kids like early into some gaming, but it's mainly like they're playing like Pokemon Animal Cross on their Switch Lights. But it's like it's something. But it's just like there's a whole wide world out there, other stuff to play besides those two.
I think a good thing that gets kids into gaming is like the Lego games. I feel like that's like a great way to start them off.
I don't even think that kids are familiar with Legos how they used to be.
Yeah. But like who's buying all the crazy sets? Adults or people our age?
The problem is, I'm gonna say this: kids are priced out of a lot of shit now compared to when we were kids. Like they're priced out of Legos. Legos were for children, and now the average
big sets yet. But like the regular sets are the ones no one wants. Like the regular cars and
but what about just buying a box of Legos and letting a kid be creative?
Can you even do that now?
Remember, we used to just get a bucket and it would be random Legos.
You can do that at Lego stores. Like you have to go to the Lego stores. There's not that many.
That's the problem. There are no more. So, and this is big because Toys R Us is coming back, but there essentially no more toy stores.
That was another thing.
You barely get commercials that direct kids towards products. So because remember we're in the age of streaming. So with streaming media, people want as little commercials as possible. That's why we went to streaming media. And now streaming media is becoming cable anyway because they're giving us commercials or they're charging us a fuck ton of money just so that we can avoid commercials, which is what we went to streaming media for in the first place.
You know what is the problem though? It's because there's no more cartoons that are also product commercials at the same time. We had Transformers, we had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Biker Mice from Mars,
My Little Pony, like Care Bears, like
Care Bears,
Street Sharks,
Power Rangers. Power Rangers changed an entire generation of children. All the stuff we bought from that I still buy today, like there's nothing like that for children no more. At least not in America. In Japan, it's way different. In Japan, they've kind of embraced that thing. Like, there's always a new Kamen Rider that comes out. There's always a new Super Sentai, aka Power Rangers, that comes out every single year with toys for children. They've committed to that, and they sell over there. And then it's also this crossover of like, if you're a parent in Japan, it's around our age range, right? You grew up with Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. So now your child grows up with Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. And now they've even started releasing like adult versions of weapons and belts from Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. So now the adults that grew up with those shows have adult-sized versions, like 1-to-1 scale versions of those toys that they had as kids. We stopped doing that in America for some weird reason. I don't know what is up with America's whole thing of like throwing away things like that and just not committing to it. And just like again, the iPad thing. It's like, oh, here's the form of entertainment for children, an iPad. It's like that's so boring. It's so boring and stale. There's so much stuff that you could do that you could show kids that's like entertaining for them.
I also think one thing that impacted toy sales, because I don't know why I just popped my it's like us being on YouTube now, because there was that kid who used to do it, Ryan's World. Yeah. I don't know if he really does that anymore.
And he like,
bro, he's like 15.
He's like 13, 14, 15 now. But like, there's no like, but I remember there was.
So wouldn't he have lost his charm?
Yeah.
Yes, but
it was like Ryan plays with toys or Ryan plays.
Yeah, or yeah, companies would
send him big off of playing with toys.
Yeah, companies would send him toys to like advertise because like, hey, we don't have to pay for commercials. This kid's got like 30, 40 million subs on YouTube Kids that just watch him play with toys, and then that was driving sales and something. But I don't think there was anyone that filled that gap after because he's now a teenager. So there's nothing pushing toys to kids anymore. Like
his parents tried with his younger sisters because he has like 2 little twin sisters, but that I don't think that took off because it's like kids connected more with Ryan rather than like his sisters, and that's like it's a clear ploy of like, hey, we're trying to replace Ryan since he's like aging up and he's probably gonna be like an adult soon.
Yeah, he aged out. All right, so.
Yeah, like besides like where you can only get toys now at Walmart, Target, and
Amazon.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like, all online shopping now.
Yeah. Like there are some stores,
and there's not even a big toy section anymore in any of the stores.
Yeah, there are some stores that pop up in like there's a mall near me. It's like a Fun and Games something. They have like puzzles and little board games and other little small toys. And like they actually have lights ones. They have Ninja Turtle stuff, Marvel, like Hot Wheels, everything like that. But I don't really see. But at the times I'm at the mall, I don't really see parents taking their kids there. So it's like,
yeah, but like it's not like having a KB Toys and a Toys R Us and a Funko Land and a GameStop and all of these choices in these colorful stores when you go into the mall.
I think another thing too is how we've done our infrastructure here too. Like, if you're in the suburbs, what are the chances that you get to run into a mom and pop toy store? They don't exist no more. Especially not in the suburbs. Rarely in cities in America. But again, I hate to bring up like places like China and Japan and like Eastern nations, but like that is a common thing over there. A mom and pop toy store that kids can go to
and buy mom and pop toys.
Yeah, we found like a toy store in Philly in Chinatown that kids could go to and buy toys and like they have gachapon machines and stuff like that. But that's not like a major thing outside. Like there's no Western version of that I've seen. I think culturally in America, it's like we've shifted from that. I don't know why we have. I think it's because it's cheaper to just not produce toys.
I think it's more like we're shifting from the generation of pushing certain things to generation of consumerism to trend setting.
Yeah.
And the trend is whatever is in is what sells. You know what I'm saying? So it's literally like the industry kind of either creates and or follows the trend. So I think that moving along with the trend is kind of removing that freedom of choice that we used to have as consumers.
I do think things are changing though, because like the big thing now, I think with kids is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
So I expect to see a lot of merch, eventually a video game, and that might actually get kids back into games.
Yeah, a lot of these companies don't capitalize on the momentum that a lot of these things. Now, granted, I don't think anyone expected K-pop Demon Hunters to get as big as it did.
Like, I mean, it's coming off of the precipice of Demon Slayer, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because both of them are blowing up simultaneously. I mean, Demon Slayer was already big, You know what I'm saying? Like anybody who like not anybody, but a lot of people who watch anime and are considering themselves anime fans tend to think that Demon Slayer is amongst the mid of anime, but Demon Slayer is actually introducing a lot of kids to anime and
Yeah.
getting them to fall in love with it. It's bringing a lot of the non-traditional anime audience into anime.
I mean, it does help that like literal movies are in theaters now for anime, which
Right.
that was not a thing when we were kids. I mean, I think Akira was the only.
Speaking of
I
which,
think Akira,
Chainsaw
and I
Man was
think
great.
maybe what's Ghost of the Shell in theaters in America? The original
think
Ghost of the Shell.
Maybe
I think
maybe really small release, but I think it was.
Yeah. I think Akira was the only major anime film to be in America in American theaters back in like the 80s.
But
Other than
Chainsaw Man
that-
was great, by the way.
I
What?
heard good thing. She said
Like-
Chainsaw Man was great.
Chainsaw Man, the Reese arc,
I gotta see that.
you
I have to.
definitely do. You definitely do. It, bruh. Yeah. I've had people call it peak.
I expected that. I love Chainsaw
I'm-
Man.
There are a lot of people who don't even like Chainsaw Man and they're calling this peak.
I'm still saying that it's season 2. I don't give a fuck what everybody says. That to me is still season 2.
What? The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it the Reese arc
Yeah, but people are like it's not season 2. It's like,
because
no,
it's too
a
short to be a
full
season.
arc.
But yeah, like everything that is technically considered season 2 because it's a whole new arc.
Yep.
So argue with whoever you want. It's
It's not an OVA. It's
No.
legitimately a whole arc.
It's a whole arc and it's canon. Okay, so do you believe that gaming is in its twilight?
Hmm.
In a spotlight?
Twilight.
Twilight. Oh.
The sun's going down.
No. No, it's definitely not. It's still raking in. It's still highly profitable. It's still making.
That doesn't
billions
mean
of
that it's not in
dollars.
this twilight. The stars burn brightest right before they burn out.
True.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
I
have
think-
we have GTA 6 coming out at some point, potentially. We'll see. November next year, maybe,
Sure.
maybe.
If
Sir,
that hits, it re-injects.
We are
like
getting
that.
a Steam machine before we get GTA 6.
Yeah, we probably
And that is an actual fact.
are. Yeah. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame.
Joke. This joke is not gonna die. We got Toys R Us back before we got GTA 6.
We really did.
My favorite joke is still that we're going to get GTA 7 before we get GTA 6.
At this point, we got what, a Red Dead remaster coming in before that?
We got talk of Red Dead 3 before we actually receive GTA 6.
Even though they won't remaster GTA 4 for whatever reason. At this point, since GTA 5 has been what, over 10 years old, they technically could remaster.
2013. Please don't. Please don't.
I don't want them to. I'm just saying they
Please
could.
don't.
With
Because
updated graphics
here's
and
the
all that
thing.
shit.
GTA 5 has been on 3 console generations already.
Yeah.
Technically, GTA 5 is remastered.
Yeah,
Multiple
they did do it
Multiple
enhanced
times.
version.
And also, they did, yeah, they technically remastered on PS4. Then they technically remastered PS5. Then they released the enhanced edition of original. Was already on PS5. So we got 2 remasters and 3 remasters, or a remaster and 3.5 remasters, however you want to call it. It's like insane.
Yeah, I have it as a free thing too. Somehow, the enhanced version of it.
I think you got grandfather into it, having on certain platforms.
Yeah. I guess on PC you got grandfathered into it, but I think you get charged for it on console. Sorry, console boys.
Console only, boys.
Console only boys. Not y'all smart gamers that got a PC and a console. So now you're not.
So you don't think gaming is dying?
No. From a
Okay.
financial standpoint, it is not.
No,
From a from a cultural standpoint.
From a
Okay,
creativity
let's-
standpoint, I can see the argument.
All right, let's discuss this really quick because this isn't actually on our topics list. So Ubisoft and them delisting their or not allowing further trade for their stock. That's something that actually just came up like this week. Ubisoft has ceased their trading. I think Time Traveling actually brought that one up for us not long ago.
Yeah,
but essentially Ubisoft splitting off. Ubisoft is feeling like they're in trouble, if you ask me, because like they sold pretty much their like they made another company. They sold their biggest IPs to that company. Pardon me, so that they would no longer be pardon me. So that they would no longer be responsible for creating or managing their largest IPs, such as Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, and there was one other. Far Cry, yes. So with them doing that, right? What gives me like they halted their trading. You know, their their earnings report. Their earnings report kind of had a delay. So like all of their trading, all of their shares, all of their stuff, they can't actually put out shares. They can't be traded until they actually give their last minute earnings report. I think it's meaning that the sun is going down on Ubisoft. When is the last time that you've seen them look like they've been profitable? So we can't even say that like for sales and numbers. Like the reason why I say that sales and numbers, I don't think that they're actually in a great space is because sure, games are making money, people are buying games, but they're also spending a ton more to make games.
I was gonna say, but them going private doesn't exactly mean that.
No, they didn't go private. They have a halt on their trades.
I don't know. It sounds like something.
Basically, you know, when it comes to stock, every company is required to put out an earnings report for their shareholders.
Yeah.
If you bought into any Ubisoft stock, you're considered a shareholder. Now, if they don't give an earnings report, you can't trade your stock anymore.
I thought they had also went private after they sold. I don't know. It sounds like some
only
weird...
one that went private is EA.
It sounds like some weird money shit behind the scenes that we don't know about. I guarantee you, it's gonna end up with the people who own Ubisoft coming on top with a shit ton of money. That's what it sounds like. So I don't know if that means financial troubles or it just means, hey, we found out a way to game capitalism and make a fuck ton of money off of this.
I don't know. I mean, we shall see. But that's why I ask questions like, is gaming in its twilight? Because the more that you inflate these costs, the more that you spend on development and you're making these games. And these games, they're getting rated well, but how long do they last? How long are you going to be playing certain games like before you put them down? Like they want customer retention, but like, pardon me, you got two things. We're not in the age of Sega Genesis anymore where you play a game, you turn it off, and pardon me, you can't save. We're in an age where you have online saves and you have cross saves and cross play and things of that nature. What is going to drive the game and the trends in the future is the question. I mean, we'll let the audience cook on that. And if you guys have any input, just shoot it to us in a comment. Send it to us in Discord. Hustle.
I think what's a big problem too is that people are getting priced out of the hobby as games climb up to $70, $80.
Why are people getting priced out? Why are the game prices climbing?
Sometimes budgets and sometimes corporate greed. A lot of it is corporate greed. You can't.
A lot of it is both. If you spend $100 million on a game, right?
Yeah.
You need to sell and you need to sell 500 million copies in order just to make back that 100 million you spent on the game. But realistically, you're only going to sell probably 5 million instead of 500 million. Like,
you can't tell me.
I mean, Tom said it time and time again, like that pun not intended when he was on the show. It's like developers need to learn how to scale back these games and learn how to make more compact experience. Like, I think a recent example of compressing a game properly is Ghost Yote. It's 60 gigs. Whereas an open world game, a lot of people usually expect those to be like 100 something, 120, like big ass files take up a lot of space. But it's like they were able. And I think the budget, the budget for the game was 60 million. My bad. The budget for the game is 60 million versus all these overblown budgets for like 100, 120, 150, $200 million budgets. It's like, okay, again, they're making the money back.
But then there's also the case of corporate greed. You cannot tell me that Mario Kart World has a budget that warrants it to be at physical $80. You cannot. That game does not have the budget to warrant an $80 physical price.
You know what company traditionally never reveals budgets of their games? Nintendo. Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, if they release the budget of their games, you'd be like, why are you charging me this much? And it only costs like $5 million.
You know what company? You know what company traditionally makes games that are smaller than 60 gigs? Nintendo.
Yeah. I guarantee.
But that's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah. I guarantee you, majority of their games, they're making massive profits in comparison to their budget. They've already met their budget easily within like the first million sales, and everything after that is just profit. That's it. Again, I don't think I'm gonna be so for real with you right now. I don't think the average game should cost more than $60. I know we can argue budgets all day long, but for the system to be sustainable, right? Gaming to be sustainable and to appeal to a broad audience and get even kids into that shit, games can't cost more than $60. Even 60's kind of pushing it. If you really think about it in today's economy, right? The average parent is not going to be spending $200 on 2 games, or close to $200 on 2 games. That's not appealing to a parent. Back when games were like $50, $40 or whatever, your parent could be like, all right, since it's Christmas, I can get you like 2-3 games. If it's like $50,
I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts, but I'm going to tie that into what we're about to talk about next. I think that finding the sweet spot for what your pricing is going to be imperative.
Yeah.
Because right now, everybody is moving outside of that sweet spot. They're trying to figure out what's the most we can charge and still get some customers, rather than finding that spot where it's like, what's the price that we can demand, or what's the price that we can ask for that's going to make our game sell like crazy? You know who hit that sweet spot and hit it well? Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Expedition 33 is well done because they hit a few different sweet spots. Small studio, new company, first game, excellent visuals, great gameplay, price point where it needed to be to appeal to a lot of people. Even if you didn't like the genre, people picked up the game just because of the price point. It was $40.
50, I think.
$50, whatever it was.
Yeah, still $20 cheaper than the competition. Yeah.
In a world of $70 and $80 games.
You can currently get it on Steam, the deluxe edition, for $47.99.
Up until you could get it on Game Pass. Like, it was available everywhere. and it was less expensive than everything else. I'm not saying that it deserves to be game of the year for those reasons, but it's definitely been put in front of a lot more people because of it.
It hit all the
Arc
notes.
Raiders is another one that came out and was what, $40.
Yeah.
That's your sweet spot. Look at the numbers that Arc Raider was putting up. That's your sweet spot. $40, $50. Like, people are going to start looking for games to be that, and they're going to look for it. And like I said, we're going to get into that anyway. But before we do that, what I want to do is I actually want to talk about the Steam machine versus the Xbox. The next Xbox and where console gaming is going. So let's move into that. Over the past couple of weeks, we've seen news articles, we've heard announcements. They're starting to preview the next generation of consoles. There have been speculations about what the next PlayStation is going to be. You know, they rumored PS6 specs and things of that nature. Nothing solid has been confirmed. Nothing has been stated from Sony. Nothing has been said about the PS6. And then we also got words about what Microsoft plans to be with their next Xbox, as far as being that personal computer / console machine that they've been talking about, that Hustle mentioned earlier. And now we actually have the official announcement of Steam and their new home console. And I normally take all of these announcements and all of these articles and all of this speculation with a grain of salt and keep it as speculation, since, you know, we as gamers are actually completely familiar with being told something, being teased, or being announced of something, and it never coming to fruition. So,
Yep.
you know, like Final Fantasy versus 13, or, you know, Tekken X Street Fighter. Anyway, the next generation of Xbox consoles is said to rival being a PC, where you'll not only be able to play your Xbox games, but you'll also be able to swap over and access your Steam library, your Epic Game Store, you know, and have some sort of PC functionality, all from the, you know, Xbox itself. So, with that being said, we also have actually been confirmed and introduced to what is called the Steam machine. Now, we all know that the Steam machine existed before, and the Steam machine kind of failed before because it had like a variety of tiered pricing, things of that nature. It wasn't its time. It was ahead of its time. So, the new Steam machine has actually been confirmed for early 2026, which means before GTA 6. It has been confirmed for early 2026. It's going to be capable of 4K 60 frames per second gaming, and is said to be 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck. Which, you know, while it doesn't sound huge, it's huge. Steam Deck was pretty powerful for a handheld console. Now, there's no pricing confirmed yet, but Valve has stated that if you were trying to build a gaming PC that had similar features and performance, the Steam machine is actually going to be really competitively priced and have and bring good value to that price. Now, that has been confirmed at this time that it will be available in 2 different storage sizes, 512 gigabytes and 2 terabytes. It's a big jump to me, but whatever. And they're also going to feature a SD card slot for expansion. I had the specs somewhere, but I didn't feel like putting the specifications. The specifications have already actually been released on the proposed hardware, so we know what's going to be in it. There is like a GameSpot article that shows what processor and, you know, all of that stuff. Nobody cares about teraflops. I'm going to be honest with you. You can throw a random number in front of the word teraflops, and it's not going to make me any bit of difference. And I don't know why Microsoft and Sony were trying to sell their systems using teraflops. Like, we understand it. Okay, but that's not to say that the Steam machine isn't impressive, because what they also said was that the machine is optimized for gaming, but they're also letting us know that it's technically still a PC. So you're going to be able to install your own apps and even other operating systems instead of just Steam OS. So if you wanted to, you could install Windows on it. and still access whatever other apps like Steam and Epic. So very similar to what Microsoft is trying to do. And with the hardware that they're putting into it, it's also rumored that you can use like any controller. You could also play games from the PlayStation Network and other sources, or maybe it's like PlayStation Remote Play. So the next question that I have for you guys is, do you think that this is the direction for consoles moving forward? Is this the right move for consoles? Are consoles, yeah.
I mean, I feel like this has always been the gap that they need to fill to. It's not like I don't think Valve has ever considered itself like that we're in competition with consoles, because our market share is obviously so much more vast. Like, people globally can access Steam for the most part, except for the couple countries can't get it. But the thing that's always been with them, they've always tried to make it so you can have it Steam on your TV, whether it be the little Steam Link little box, or now, like, because I know some TVs, like my Sony TV has the Steam Link app built in. So as long as my computer's on, I can stream to my TV downstairs and have it on my TV in big picture mode. But the latency, even though I have my TV Ethernet in, latency can still not be the best playing games. So now they actually have dedicated like PC performance in a very tiny box. I think it's like a 6-inch cube.
Yeah, it is tiny as hell.
Tiny.
Smaller than the GameCube.
Yeah, it's insane how much they're claiming that that's going to work, how in that size. I'm curious. I saw a video, somebody opened it up, and I was like, it's jam-packed in there. But, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of enticed to get one, depending on the price. But we don't know the prices yet. But
what do you think the pricing is going to be?
Me and Hustle were talking about it off stream a couple of days ago. I've said this thing has to, my minimum, not what I think it's going to be. I think minimum at least $800 to $900. That's what I think minimum. Like, but probably closer, like probably like 1,000 or something like that. Or,
I'm thinking that it's going to be somewhere around 600 for the 512, and it's going to be about 1,000 for the 2 terabyte.
You think 600? Like, you think
that's generous? That is.
The only reason
I would love.
The only reason I don't think that, and now you can make the argument because making portable consoles is more difficult. You can't get the same hardware in there. But the fact that it's 6 times as powerful as the Steam Deck, and because isn't the top tier Steam Deck 650?
Yeah, but that's Steam Deck OLED. You got to integrate. You got to integrate screens and stuff like that. Like, what we're talking about now is we're talking about a console that hooks up to a monitor or a television, right? That's one. And two, we're talking about even if the console doesn't hook up to a monitor or a television, you mainly have to just deal with internal power supply, processor, graphics processing units, things of that nature, cooling. So I'm thinking that it's very possible.
Yeah, I mean,
you probably go for an L, but you're making that money. You're making all that much more money based off of your Steam purchases.
Yeah, if that thing comes out at 600, that's gonna go crazy. Like,
and that's the thing. I think it's gonna if they because they know, right? A PS5 Pro is $700. And all of these companies are coming with these tariffs, and they're coming out with all of these consoles, and they're raising their prices. The Series X is currently almost $600. Steam can come in and be the hero we need.
That is true.
Especially on a 512 gigabyte console. Like, you don't have to worry about putting your optics and all that stuff in there. You don't have to worry about integrating your sound. You don't have to worry about batteries and battery life. You can literally you got a box with a power supply. Yeah, you're basically trying to sell me a Raspberry Pi.
Well, a more powerful Raspberry Pi. But yeah. Listen. The fact that I can access my Steam library from there, because Steam already revolutionized PC gaming. Let's be for real. It is a standard to game on a PC by using Steam now. Before that, PC gaming was a mess.
Hey, K-Rock.
I still don't want to deal with anything that's not on Steam.
We are actually talking about the Steam console price right now and what we think it's going to be. As far as the specs, we do know what the specs are. I actually had an article with the specs. I'll see if I can post them in the chat for you in a moment.
They got the site. I'll find it.
I think you can also pull it up on Steam itself.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Yep, you can.
What?
They have a whole page with the actual like full list of specs that they put out. I was just trying to get the link for it.
I'll just post the highlights in the chat. Oh, too many characters.
Yep. 4K gaming, 60 FPS with FRS thanks to a discrete semi-custom AMD desktop classic CPU.
Yeah, it's a Zen 4 custom graphics processor, 4.8 gigahertz. GPU is a custom RDNA 3. So max sustained clock. I have a link to the website where you can see the.
I'll put it up in the. Okay, it's up in the chat if you just copy paste that link I put in there.
Apparently, you can customize the LED strip too, with different animations and colors and shit.
You said it's in the chat.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
The link
on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, got it. But yeah. So with all that being said, now this is gonna be a rough one. This is gonna be a rough one for you guys to answer. So I hope you're prepared for it. Do you think the industry is moving towards a player-friendly environment where someone can buy a one console, and play all of their games from everywhere else, including their old stuff? Or, do you think there will actually become issues in the future? Like Sony saying, I didn't allow you to put this on this. I don't think that, what I'm saying? Do you think the gatekeeping will continue?
I feel like if they do further gatekeeping after they've already opened the door for their games being on Steam, would put like a bad thought process in people's heads for it. Like you already have your games on Steam. Why does it now matter? Like I'm still buying this game on Steam anyway. Why does it matter that I'm now using it on my Steam box that I bought with my Steam account when I could use it on the Steam Deck or on my laptop or my Steam Link? What do you like? I already bought the game. You got my money in some way or fashion. Why do you care where I'm playing it now? Like if it's not multiplayer, if it's not multiplayer, I think because not like we get many multiplayer games for Sony anymore. Like let's be honest. But like if they released a new Killzone or a new Resistance or something like that, I can see that.
Or a new SOCOM.
Yeah, I can see that being kept on the Sony platform. Because but the only thing we had that different was for Helldivers too. But that's that's the only multiplayer Sony published game we've gotten in Killzone Shadowfall?
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
But or Uncharted 4 multiplayer, like Last of Us multiplayer, that's the last.
Last of Us, Sony, I think, was their last one.
That's the last time we've gotten an actual Sony multiplayer game. With
actual PvP.
Yeah. But yeah, if it's still going to be mainly single player story driven experiences, I feel like if they started gatekeeping that just because the Steam machine's out, that's going to make people not want to buy it. It's not going to be a huge percentage of people. There's certain people that buy it, but I still it would have a significant impact on people's persona of Sony to be like, okay, wow, we're now getting to the point where the ecosystems are now finally merging, and I don't got to worry about having multiple platforms just to play all these games. Because let's be honest, gaming's been expensive for a long time. If you wanted to play everything, now granted, I got problems. I have everything to play everything on, but it wasn't cheap. I would like to have everything consolidated into one place.
Honestly, yeah.
K-Rock Z said, I think Microsoft is. Steam might be too, but there's no way Sony and Nintendo are going to do this. They aren't struggling with their customer base. I think that if Sony wants to still play ball, they have to, because Sony and Microsoft have been competitors for a good while. Nintendo is staying in their own lane. But if Steam steps into this realm, Sony might have to consider it. I don't know if they're going to have, that's another thing. I don't know if Sony's going to be able to get the rights to do all this stuff because, as it stands, you know, you have to obviously get permissions, which is why now you get Halo on a PlayStation, you get Helldivers on an Xbox or a PC. You know, Sony has already been doing things like this with with Steam, which is why you can play God of War on PC on Steam, things of that nature. So
Spider-Man.
I think yeah, Spider-Man 2. I think that we're moving
Yeah,
into
Returnal, yeah, like Horizon, like,
Horizon.
they're all on
all of those
PC now.
Sony exclusives. They're no longer
Yeah.
just Sony exclusives. They're
Is
also
Uncharted
on
on
Steam as well.
Uncharted
Um,
is not on Steam yet. I think that's one
That
of the few ones.
is weird.
I think that's one of the few ones that's not on Steam yet. Because even like
It's also
Days,
older.
yeah, Days Gone, like it's on Steam, but yeah, Uncharted's the only like more recent franchise they've done that. Actually, no, Legacy of Thieves Collection is on PC. No, it is
Oh,
on
never
Steam.
mind.
Never mind.
So, what kind of issues do you think will arise if every console is trying to replace the home personal computer?
When you just say that made me think of something else. If you can now just buy the Steam machine that plays 4K 60 games, the PC gaming market is not going to be happy about that. Like, oh, the Gigabyte, your Gigabyte, your MSI, your
How
EVGA,
about just your Nvidias and your AMDs and you know your graphics cards producers? Like your PC
AMD's happy.
sales are going to start declining because now you're making it less incentivized for people to buy gaming PCs.
Well, AMD's happy because their hardware
They're getting
Yeah,
they're getting a cut. Nvidia is
jump
cut
on
out.
that.
Yeah, Nvidia is cut out of this, so they're
Good.
AMD's probably fine. AMD's like, we buy a Steam machine, buy a 9070 XT.
Intel
Like,
probably
what are you
hurt
gonna
off that too.
Yeah,
What's gonna happen is I think you're gonna see a shift between Intel and Nvidia trying to get in on that as well too. Like I could very well see them approaching either Microsoft or possibly Nintendo and like, hey, listen, let's talk for a second here.
well, doesn't the Switch 2 use an AMD chip?
Okay.
I think it does. Keep talking. I'm sorry. No, they use
They
NVIDIA.
use- if
No,
they
they-
use
no,
AMD,
no,
then
they use NVIDIA. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, then that's how they're gonna be making their money, is that way. Because again, this could be something that does kind of shake the industry up altogether, the Steam machine, right? Because now I want to get a Steam machine and see what the price is on it. But like I very much want that. Like that's perfect to have in the living room.
Yeah, me and my girl were talking about it because like she games primarily just Steam on her laptop, but she misses playing on TV, and I sent it to her. She's like, might be buying that in the future. I was like,
Yeah.
like she started playing Expedition 30.
Like-
She started playing Expedition 33, like, but doesn't like playing on laptop screen. So it's just like, if I get that on my TV though, why not?
If someone told me that they were looking for a PC, right, or they're looking to get in the PC market, but they kind of, they're coming from console, I'd be like, yo, just there you go, get a Steam machine.
Yeah, if you don't need a PC for any other functionality of like a normal PC would give you, like all of us would normally use it for a lot of stuff we do on it. It's like, and you just want a game, it's like, just get the damn Steam machine.
You can, but if you
you-
look at the advertisement for the Steam machine, they're saying, hey, it's
You
still
can-
a PC. You can still
you
do
can-
all the PCs.
Yeah, you can still turn
on
it into a Linux,
Yeah.
like a dual boot Linux computer, and still do your work done on a Linux machine if that's your thing.
You can still get your work. You could still install Windows on it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
install Windows, install Discord.
You could
all
still.
that shit.
It could be. It's a PC. Let's call it that. It is a budget
it is.
PC.
I'm hoping this thing does get successful and cracks that market. Like, I mean, like just I've been wanting Valve.
I hope
to
it does it at the
really
price
bend-
point that I said too.
I've been wanting
I hope
Valve
it-
to
I hope
really
it
bend
limits-
and shake everything up for like the
Yeah.
longest time.
I hope it stops Xbox from trying to put their next console out of the $1,000 minimum.
Because if this is, let's say this is $1,000 minimum, that makes sense because that is a PC. That fucking makes sense. Microsoft doing that with the next Xbox, you are just pricing your base.
I don't know that I see it at $1,000 though. I could see it at 800. I could see it at 600.
She said premium.
Oh, you're talking about Xbox? Yes.
You're talking
Yeah,
about Sarah
Xbox
Bond
said
talking about
premium.
that.
Yeah.
talking about
I was talking about The Steam machine though.
Oh yeah, no. I'm hoping it's
600 would be
$7.
nice, but I think 800 is a.
I think 800 is probably going to be the reality. But
I
like
think
if you go
800
with like budget PC build, 600.
I think 800 you can get people to jump in on that. Because see, look at it this way too. Now that you have a Steam machine, you have access to Steam, right? You have access to the deals that are on Steam. You're already saving money right there. All the bundles, all
It
the
can't be more than
crazy sales.
700 in my opinion to be successful. I think I disagree. I think
700?
if you buy a PC, if you're looking for a computer and like you look at these computers and you look at computers that can game and what's your platform, that's what I'm saying. Like, because remember, it's supposed to be comparable to like 800. Like if it's gonna be a PC and you can get a decent PC, I think it's literally gonna be. They said it's gonna be approximately. It's gonna be highly competitive. So I'm thinking 600. I'm thinking 600-700, whatever. Like I said, you can get a decent gaming PC that can play most of your games today for $800.
Yeah. This has the form factor too. It's not all big and chunky. That's appealing.
Probably not going to put out a ton of heat.
Yeah, like if I were an Xbox owner and I'm looking at this, I'm just like, yo, this is smaller than my Xbox Series X.
I can access Game Pass on it.
Access Game Pass on it. I can access Steam.
For cheaper because it's the PC Game Pass and not the console Game Pass.
Yep. So yeah, Xbox get you a Steam machine if you go Xbox fanboy. And it's not like you can't just use the Xbox controller with it. You can. It's PC. It allows you to use your Xbox controller. So you don't even have to switch off that. If you don't want the Steam controller. You can actually no. Fuck. You can use whatever controller you want on that.
Did you see the Steam controller?
Yeah.
I need to hold it.
As I said jokingly to Hustle, I was like, okay, new controller, that's cool.
It looks like a Steam Deck without the screen. And I don't know what I like.
Mine was more abrasive joke. I was just like, why they put titties on it with the pad?
Oh, the two touchpad? Yeah, the mouse pad. I was like, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I was not a fan. Like I said, it might I need a hands-on approach. Like I need to see how it feels because like first glance, I was like, I don't know. Also, how much is it gonna be? Because for a lot of things, I don't think it comes with the Steam machine. A lot of things are indicated.
I think that is separate.
Yeah. They said there's bundles you can get with it, and it's like, okay, that means it don't come with it by default. So how much is that damn Steam controller going to cost for the new one?
But if it's anything less than like $80, they winning because Nintendo is selling their shit for like $80 now.
Yep.
Your controller doesn't even have enough functions and features to be $80, sir.
It don't.
It could be a
you don't have a touchpad. You don't got like you barely have vibration in your controllers. Like your controller is the most basic of basic controllers, and yet you want to charge me 80 and 90. Like, why can I get a PS5 controller from what? Like, you don't even have Hall effect sensors. You still get joystick drift.
After 8 years.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, though. It goes back to how much does it cost to make that? Because if it's very cheap. You know, Nintendo's making mad profit off of it, and they just like,
everything Nintendo does is at a profit.
Oh yeah, come on.
That's why Pokemon ZA is 8 gigs. And
I've never heard them making a loss. I've never heard them like selling things at a loss ever, which means that everything that they've done, their budgets are super cheap, and they're always going to be super cheap because that's how they make their profit. I don't think
they probably still make their consoles at a loss in the first couple of years, but
I don't even think that
they don't end up. No, they're at a loss when they start, but gotta be.
No, because their hardware that they use is old as shit in every single console that they produce. So you already have old ass hardware.
They still have to acquire all of that hardware.
Yeah, but again.
Going by the Goog, the only 2 consoles they ever sold at a loss were the 3DS when it first came out and the Wii U.
Yeah, because they sold so poorly.
Well, the 3DS was priced way too high when it came out. That was a problem.
Yeah.
So they had to drop the price.
It's funny because technically the Switch 2 it's priced way too high, and niggas still bought that shit in mass. Like, listen, Nintendo will change when people stop buying shit from them. They're not gonna change because people are gonna keep buying stuff. Like, motherfuckers bought. How much did Z to A sell?
Probably a lot.
Can I pull up sales numbers of it?
As of 3 weeks, they said 5.8 million in the first week.
So currently sitting at 5 million, which I think is
no,
way
that was
less.
three. That was 3 weeks ago. It was at 5.8 million. So probably more than since then.
Pokemon Z2A current sales. Apparently 5.8 mil. Let's just say it's like.
Let's say it's probably at 10.
Let's say it's like 10. Yeah, let's say it's like 10 because that's a month ago.
Apparently, according to Circana, it is currently the best-selling game in the U.S.
Yeah, let's safe assumption 10 mil. Let's say that.
So,
Possibly more.
So possibly 10 mil. Y'all spent 10 mil on a game that is not good. From my understanding, from what I've seen, from what I've heard,
I take Goji's word. I take Goji's word for it. If he says it's not that great, I'm taking it's not that great with Pokemon.
Yeah,
I have a lot of people who are like playing it like really hard, and they're enjoying it. But it had slight pain points in comparison to other Pokemon games. It has
performance, the effort,
but it's also not a mainline game.
Yeah, let's not.
And it does perform well.
Let's not also forget that the game sold you DLC at launch that is necessary for the game too. But y'all didn't care about that. Y'all still bought the game, which is like crazy because these be the same people that will come at Microsoft and Sony for anti-consumer practices, but when it's their own company,
they have the blinders on.
They got nothing to say. Blinders and everything, got nothing to say. Or even worse, they'll complain about that and still buy the shit. Because for all the complaining y'all do, them sales numbers be through the roof. So y'all let Nintendo just abuse you. You still give them money. Like, wow, you don't need that Pokemon.
So before we start getting into that, because that's actually our next topic, is the direction of games. So we're talking about hardware right now, but we're going to be talking about software soon. So is it worth buying one of these new consoles, or would it just be money better spent buying a cheap gaming PC at this point?
Honestly, at this point, might just be worth the waiting for the Steam machine.
Yeah.
But what if
obviously price
that does the same thing?
Yeah.
Or just has more power.
So essentially, get a cheap gaming. Honestly, just get you a cheap gaming PC. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so real.
Like, does this like? Sure, we know that console wars is technically over, but like, are we actually at unified gaming yet? Unified. Aside Nintendo,
we're getting close to it. Sony's still kind of holding the last bastion of exclusives. What? No. It's not, because now their first party single player titles are on Steam. So you can play that on PC. Because Ghost of Tsushima is on
everything's on PC now. That's come out in the past like 8 or 9 years. The only thing that's not is Ghost of Yotei, I guess, because it just came out, but probably within the next year and a half it'll be on there.
And I think that's more of an optimization thing, because I think it takes time. Like, it's not like, oh, we're not putting it on PC on purpose. Like, it takes time to, optimize it for PC. It's a broader audience.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2 is on PC. Never mind.
Final Fantasy 16 it's on Xbox now too, but it was on Steam first and then went to Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Death Stranding 2 will probably be on PC like summer.
It's like the first
next
one was.
year, summer next year, fall next year, whatever it is.
And wait, what?
Do you think these new consoles are gonna hurt PC parts processors or PC parts sales?
I mean,
do you think that would encourage Nvidia to lower prices on graphic cards?
Yes. It should, because the problem with Nvidia is that they've had the inflation prices worse than the rest of the industry for years now, and like there's no reason that the like 5090 goes what $1,600,
$2,000,
to $1,800, whatever it is. There's like it's from the review channel YouTube videos I watched it. Amazing video card. $2,000 worth though? No, it's not. Like you can get I saw sales for the 970 XT yesterday. I bought it at launch for $750. I saw them on sale for like $540 the other day. But people have the thought process like, oh, it's AMD. It's like I've been using this hardcore for like 8 months now. Works just fine.
I know it doesn't work.
NVIDIA broadcast. Because that keyword is NVIDIA. Because they don't want to play, but they want other people to play with the toys.
Yeah, that is some whole stuff right there. It's like, bro, come on. It's something small. And it's like, if you want to do this as a content creator, there you go. Get NVIDIA. It's like, dude, man, come on, dude. That's not
actually cool. I do think that NVIDIA will start lowering their prices because right now they are profitable. They are too profitable, but they're hurt. They're hurting.
Good.
They're starting to hurt.
They need to. They got too bold.
Now, Kay brought up a good point that they're the first $5 trillion company.
They've also been in trouble with that AI stuff too.
Yeah.
Between the U.S. and China and AI and all that, so yeah, they
bubble on that is gonna burst very soon. It's already there. Like the bubble is bursting on AI soon. All these investments, people are gonna feel really stupid that they invested all that money in something that is still getting rejected by public.
I don't know. I think it changes. 5G was rejected by the public. 4G was rejected by the public. Doesn't change anything, bro. Every time that there's a new generation of cell phone signal, everybody always comes up with how, oh, they're putting up the 5G towers and the towers are causing cancer and blah 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 blah.
But that is conspiracy theory. Not that people are seeing that, hey, all these investments in AI and it barely does shit is not worth it. That's different.
AI is people are really trying to push this AI thing, is what I'm saying.
They're trying to
like you said.
That doesn't mean
this is just the beginning. Like K-Rock said, this is just the beginning. 400,000 U.S. jobs were lost last month due to AI.
But again, they're trying to push it. That doesn't mean it's going to be successful. There's tons of technology that was pushed that ended up faltering and not being successful.
I don't think AI is one of them.
Remember, the .com bubble was a big thing. Then it burst.
And yet, look at what we're doing now.
Lost bad money. Remember after the .com bubble burst? People
that's cool, but look where we're at now. The online shopping era.
That, I think, is not comparable.
I'm just saying.
But the online shopping era is not comparable because infrastructurally, that is the only way now that people can do things because we fucked our infrastructure up so badly.
But what I'm saying is that AI is going to be like they're going to start trying to integrate AI in everything. They're already putting it in phones. They're putting it in. Like I don't think that this is a bubble. Like again, like V said, I don't think this is a bubble. It's just these companies. Sure, these companies are going to try to force it, and it's not going to work in a lot of different areas, but it will find its home. I just
don't know. I mean,
that's what my thoughts are. It will find its home. It's going to be around.
It's already granted, it's already in gaming, which I don't know if I forgot to send the article.
They're trying to develop whole games using AI now.
It looked like ass too.
Yeah.
Did you see? I don't think I showed you. I don't think I shared with you guys that now Call of Duty is in trouble because the little title cards or whatever that you could have, your little profile cards. So they made a whole bunch of them with generative AI. Didn't even bother to edit out the extra fingers.
I mean, people were getting on Arc Raiders too because, like, now granted, that's a different case. They had consent from people doing the voice actor, but they use voice actor lines to AI generate like other like voice commands that you can do in the game, stuff like that. But AI puts bad taste on people's mouth. They don't want any AI. Like, we're gonna have some AI for some shit in games, but some people don't want any.
But like talking, and the thing was the excuses that Activision made talking about like, oh, it was to make our workflow easier. It's like, bro, y'all just generated a bunch of pictures instead of hiring artists to do the art for Call of Duty. The little profile cards. That's lazy. And they did it in like the Ghibli style. It's like, okay, so now y'all are trying to get sued.
So, all right, before you go further, right? Speaking of AI, we've already talked about Pokemon ZA. We've already talked about Call of Duty. Now, in the past few weeks, we've been getting some amazing games, like big titles hitting the market. You know, we got our Battlefield 6, we got our Call of Duty Black Ops 7, we got Pokemon ZA, we got Arc Raiders. These are like really notable, like paid games. We also have some other games hitting the market, like Where Winds Meet, Chaos Zero Nightmare, which is on mobile, Duet Night Abyss, which is essentially like anime version of Warframe. And these are free games, right? So speaking of like the things that AI is doing and encroaching in Call of Duty, you know, and versus like these games that are coming out that are literally completely free, and the only thing that they're trying to do is they're trying to sell you things that are, you know, like they want you to spend money on cosmetics, etc. Right? So when we have games like Battlefield, Call of Duty, they have their free modes, obviously their war zones and their red sex or whatever, but the main portion of their games are locked behind a paywall. So from our paid games, we kind of know what to expect when it comes to things like gameplay, graphics, story, etc. And then our free games over the year have been somewhat lackluster, you know, with a few exceptions like League of Legends, Warframe, you know, a couple of other standouts that we've gotten in history. Games like Duet Night Abyss and Where Winds Meet are actually games that are completely free to play and have decent graphics for what they're offering, especially for free games. And they're really, really heavily story driven, and you can probably get quite a bit of gameplay out of them. Warframe, look at how many years people squeeze out of Warframe off of a free game that came out when the PS4 released. And look at
crazy how much the game has changed now compared to like back then. They even have a whole new onboarding system to get new players into the game. It's actually apparently really good too.
And yet this game is free. Yep. This game probably has better onboarding, better experiences than you would get out of
story too.
Than you would get out of a Call of Duty or a Battlefield. I think Where Winds Meet is going to be another one of those games because it's a wuxia game. So it's like mixing Assassin's Creed, Sekiro, and like
Souls like parrying too. I seen that shit. I was like, whoa, okay.
Bruh. There's a Souls-like boss when you first start the game.
I saw that. I was like, I don't think it's the MMORPG that they were talking about.
Fam, I walked up to him. A little cutscene played. And he had a big weapon. And I died. Mind you, I knew what I was getting into because there were a whole bunch of messages on the ground saying got caught off guard. Yeah, Rajan, I think that you would enjoy this, sir.
Or is it based
I'm not kidding. You can put it on hardcore mode and you can play it like a Souls game, sir. There's actually going to be a mode where, like, if you die, your game is over. It's not here. It's not here yet, but you can put it on Legend or you can put it on Hardcore. Hardcore ain't available yet. That's where like one death and it's done. But I don't know. I think it's like open world Souls, but you know, with like some powers. You know what I mean? Like,
but apparently,
get your little Sekiro in there. Get your little, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think this might scratch your itch a little bit, sir. maybe it does a little bit of everything.
It's downloaded now. I'll try it.
It does a little bit of everything, and it's pretty. Like I said, it's on PlayStation, it's on PC. Either way, games like this, games like Warframe, like these games last for a while, but yet you get games like Pokemon ZA, you get games like Call of Duty, you get games like Battlefield, where you play, you get through it, and eventually, like, the loop gets old. So
that's been my thing with, like, how long is Arc Raiders gonna last?
Right.
Yeah.
People are already complaining about Arc Raiders and how Arc Raiders is like, oh, I'll come back when they have just co-op servers or non-PvP servers or whatever. And obviously, like, if you have a game like this, you want to offer both, right? Because the Division had its co-op non-PvP areas, but then it also offered the Dark Zone. And because this is kind of predicated off of the Dark Zone, like, it's basically called the Dark Zone the game, right? Yeah. So not everybody was feeling that part of the Division. That wasn't my favorite part, doing PvP and fighting against other people. But I enjoyed the Division, and I wasn't forced to be in the PvP type of climate. So, my thing is like this, right? You get these games that are completely free to have decent graphics. We don't know what their budgets are. We do know that they only plan on making money off of cosmetics because people like to look good in these games. So if this is what we're moving into, like, could this actually challenge the gaming industry? You know what I'm saying? Could this actually change how our industry is presenting games to us? Like, why are these free games even coming up? Like, it's starting to feel like they're starting to outperform some of our paid games in terms of graphics and story content and the number of hours you can sink into them before you feel like you're done or before you feel like you want to put them down. The stories are gripping. The games are starting to be designed to keep people playing for a long time. You get all of this high quality content. Why are we paying $80 for a game anymore? So with games like these that we mentioned above, not only having better graphics and story content, like than games like Pokemon ZA, since we said that wasn't a great game, but it was rated really highly. Can we see a shift in the gaming model and how they're going to be trying to get our money going forward? Do you think it's possible?
I think some companies are just so set in their ways that they're just not going to get with the times until it's too late in terms of what they're offering in terms of experiences. Because, like, yeah, like, you're right. That's why most people play a lot of these free-to-play games. Is like, hey, why am I going to drop $60, $70, $80 on games? I ain't going to scratch that itch when I got All Reliable right here for free. It's like,
I mean, you can't get the kids off Fortnite.
No.
I still play League. Like,
I do too.
I need a nice little free game to play every now and then. It's like, boop, play it.
I play Wild Rift mainly now, but
Rivals, that's free.
Rivals, Overwatch is free. Even though most of the reviews say mostly negative. One more time.
You did have to buy Overwatch 1.
I go to the bathroom. I can still hear you.
True.
Before. Now you just buy. Now you just can download it and no problem or whatever.
Right.
Before that, you had to buy Overwatch. So.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, look at all of these free games. Look at how much time people are getting out of these free games, right? Why are we buying games? What are we paying for?
It has to make sense for the game.
What are we paying for?
But it has to make sense for the game. Like, a single player experience should be something that you purchase.
Okay.
Where wins
literally is a single player experience and an MMO experience at the same time.
I would be very cautious of a game that was, like, more single player focused and was free. I'm like, all right, you about to
Where Wins Meet is a single player game and yet also an MMO game.
Like fucking what's that Final Fantasy mobile John?
Ever Crisis? Oh, Ever Crisis.
I would rather that had just been something I paid a price for. Like, okay, in my opinion, because it's mostly single player, right?
Okay.
Not counting the forced in co-op dungeons or whatever the fuck there is.
Did you say foreskin?
forced in.
Oh, forced in. My bad.
Not forced in co-op stuff. Whatever.
The
You know how they
foreskin
always do
co-op.
it. Like, just make that something I pay for a premium price and I get a premium experience out of that shit. Like,
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want anything foreskin co-op.
But I don't want that to be some free to play shit. Don't do that. It has to make sense for the game, right?
Yeah, but now here's the thing. If we start getting more free-to-play games encroaching into the market, right? And like this is what starts happening. Don't you think that'll start challenging the price point for paid games? Or do paid games prices go further higher?
It depends on the genre. It really depends on the genre. Like Call of Duty, I can't see it mainly going free to play. I mean, they have Warzone, which I guess helps fund things after, people have already purchased the game.
I mean, there's also Game Pass.
I could see more games doing that, offering up like a free to play multiplayer add-on to the already premium experience to further get more money out of that. Kind of like how you got like GTA Online. You can do GTA Online. Well, it's not free, but you can just buy GTA Online now. You don't have to buy the full game to access GTA Online. You can get GTA Online for like I think $20. Let me see. Pull that up. Or can you not anymore? I guess you can't, but you were able to at one point to just buy the online separate. Same with Red Dead. And that almost becomes like a free to play experience. I could see them possibly doing that with Grand Theft Auto 6's online when it launches, like launching out, like just putting out the online to be free to play. But if you want the actual story, which is what a lot of us are gonna be doing, $70 for that.
I don't think it's $7. I don't know. All right. So, would you rather all of our games be free to play with cosmetics and non-pay to win elements for sale?
Hell no.
Or would you rather pay for a game and be able to experience the story without worrying about all the complications that come with free? Like if like in a like, not saying that every game would be paid to play, but like, would you rather it stay how it is, or would you rather like most game companies adapt to that free model and then, and I said non-pay to win. Non-pay to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you rather would you rather get games and like spend your money? I don't know. I think long term you spend your money more on games that you don't have to buy. Especially if you like it.
I just always feel like I'd rather get my money's worth for my purchase.
But what's your money's worth? If it's free, what's your money's worth?
Free doesn't always mean high quality, nor does it mean.
But if it did, what if the industry shifted to this because they start seeing that they can make more money off of the things that they sell in the game rather than just selling the game straight up?
But they're not going to do it right.
You could sell expansions.
But here's the thing, though. If it's free and the incentive is to make money in the game, they are going to rob you. They're going to cut out a lot of parts and paywall them. And that's the thing that's so great about Warframe is they don't paywall you behind all the great parts of the game. It has to be a great game in its whole core where you can access every single.
Well, what if the monetization was like Warframe? You can buy plat. You can speed up that.
It'll be some games that do that, but if we're talking about this is where the industry goes, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I don't trust this.
They're going to find new ways to do things.
I don't trust this industry.
Find new ways to get more money out of you.
I don't trust this industry enough with that power to not use it to just like squeeze as much money out of a player as they possibly can. Oh, you're not paying for the game up front. We have to keep the game running somehow. And not only that, but not every game needs to be online. There needs to be single player experiences that are for a premium price that you buy, play it, that's it, it ends.
What's the premium price? Ideally. I'm
gonna be real with you.
I don't know if $80 is it.
Ideally, I feel like games need to be at least $50 to $60.
I'm fine with that. 60, I'm comfortable with at this point. Like, I don't know that 80 or I don't know 80, 90 or $100.
This $70, $80 shit is just not it. It's not it. I think we'll see a shift. We'll see a shift on what ends up being game of the year. If Expedition 33 ends up being game of the year, that's what I think makes these bigger companies look at things like, damn, maybe we need to change some things. That's why I want Expedition 33 to just sweep all the awards this year. It needs to, because like, okay, this is a clear sign of like, hey, this is what the people want. Do this.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Think about the game of the year for the past 3 years.
It's a single player game. Usually.
Astrobot.
Baldur's Gate. Balatro.
The Balatro was nominated, didn't win though.
It was nominated, didn't win. Astrobot won over Balatro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are little shifts.
These are big shifts based upon the player's standard.
Expedition 33 is currently the player standard.
I think so.
Yeah, last going back from last year, Astrobot, Baldur's Gate 3, Elden Ring, It Takes Two, Last of Us Part 2, Sekiro, God of War, Breath of the Wild, Overwatch.
It Takes Two.
Witcher 3, Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah.
For 2014.
The biggest
It Takes Two.
Split Fiction is also another.
Although that year 2014, out of the nominees, 2014 wasn't a great year. It was not amazing. The nominees were Dragon Age Inquisition, Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2, Hearthstone, and Shadow of Mordor. Out of that choice, I think Shadow of Mordor should have won Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War?
No, Shadow of Mordor, the first one. That was 2014. No, that's what I said. 2014 was not a big, crazy year in terms of nominees in general. But
what one? What one?
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Shadow of Mordor had more. It had more innovative technology in it, obviously. But Dragon Age Inquisition had an amazing story.
Actually, surprising, wasn't nominated year. Destiny 1 wasn't nominated. Now, granted, Destiny 1 wasn't great, but wasn't even nominated. That was kind of crazy for that year.
There was no story.
No.
Okay.
Oh wait,
it still took over the gaming diaspora.
It did,
right?
Because me and you
there
played
was a story. It was just all in cards.
Yeah, but it still took over the gaming diaspora more than Dragon Age Inquisition did. But like, granted, I like when single player games like that win. But I think even though the game selection that year was a little weak compared to some other years, I would have picked Destiny 1 or Shadow of Mordor over Dragon Age Inquisition. That's me.
Bro, I still remember our reaction after we beat Vanilla Destiny story. We were just like, that's it? Like, me and you both said it at the same time. It was like,
but then the raids came out. I was like, okay, it's getting me back in with the raids. But then the raids came, but then the raid releases, that was like the following year. The raid releases were so slow. But that's a whole other discussion, Destiny 1. Like,
yeah.
So if we got less games each year, but like they were like they focus more on quality instead of like all this budget, do you think the industry would move in a positive direction? Or would it be,
I think so. I'd rather just have. Listen, I'm gonna say we've been blessed to have a shit ton of really high quality games, but I would like.
Do you think it's like overload?
Do
you think it contributes to our diminishing attention span when it comes to games? Because a lot of the reason why I stopped beating games was because I would buy a game, I would play it for a week, and the next week another game was coming out that I wanted to play.
About to say that. I think that's what contributes to a lot of people not finishing games because we've had too much stuff came out. Like within the past month and a half of games I liked and wanted to buy and play, we had Ninja Gaiden 4, Outer Worlds 2, Ghost Yote, like what else was I playing right before Ghost of Yotei? And I was like, I want to finish this. Fuck. I don't remember. Like the past 3 months have been just like stacked of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Hollow Knight Silk Song, that's what it was. Hollow Knight Silk Song, Hades 2. Like
it's been overloading and exhausting. It's like, oh my god, there's so many games.
It's ridiculous how much stuff came out the past 2 months.
Borderlands 4 also. It's
Borderlands 4 came out. Like Dispatch. Like it's a little ridiculous.
I would like a break between banger releases. I appreciate all the banger releases we're getting, but like, can I get like a month between 2 months, maybe?
Like I have Death Stranding 2 for PS5. Still haven't started it just because of how much other stuff I was playing when it came out.
The backlog this year is crazy. Oh my god.
I like what K-Rock said. Free-to-play games get you with better characters, abilities, and cosmetics. They give you that content with the thought process of making something available that is a good product. You'll eventually invest into it. You make a good product, people will buy. If you build it, they will come.
But let's be
like, if I'm playing Where the Winds Meet for 6 months, you better fucking believe I'm gonna spend my money on that outfit. I didn't pay for the game. I'm gonna spend the money on the outfit. I'm gonna spend the money on the mount. I'm gonna be walking around here with Lu Bu's mount with which boy. Please. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon outfit looking face. Like, I'm good.
For some games, it premium price seems to be working. Like all right, like let's look at the MMO market currently. I mean, I think as far as I know, there's only 2 games that still have subscription models to it, and that's 14 and WoW. And we're comparing them to other games, right? You can get away with that. They have endgame. That's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. The problem with a lot of free-to-play games is there is no endgame. Or the endgame is bad. But if you look at WoW and like fucking Final Fantasy 14, they have great endgame. They have actual tangible endgame. If the free-to-play market is going to be this big serious thing, right? There has to be solid endgame. That's where a lot of these free-to-play games always fall short. Endgame. Like, look at the endgame for fucking First Ascendant. Doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Warframe is starting to now build a solid endgame, but it took them how long to finally get there?
15 years.
15 years, and it's like not actually there, but they've been working on it or building up to it. And a lot of free-to-play games don't have endgame to them at all. And that's where it's like,
that's where they lose a lot of people. Like you were saying, like the reason I don't bother playing some games like that, it's like, okay, I can only do like repetitive stuff in certain games if it's not World of Warcraft or I'm raiding with people or PvP with people I personally know or something like that. Like, you can't. I'm not going to be held long. It's like if it's just me the same thing over and over again by myself, like whatever. It's like, okay, like I guess this is a game people enjoy, but then I move on. It's like,
yeah, like you're getting hundreds of hours of premium content out of WoW and Final Fantasy 14. They have solid endgame systems built into them from the ground up, whereas a lot of free-to-play games, it's just like, well, how long can I keep going on and making money?
See, I have my own gripes with Final Fantasy 14. If you're gonna give me premium content and you're gonna charge me a monthly subscription, I don't think you should be selling me expansions.
No, I can't agree with that. Like,
you're charging me every month and you're selling me the game.
But you know those expansions come with endgame. Most quote unquote free expansions in free-to-play games have nothing in them. There's like no endgame to them. But you're at least getting endgame out of
they're setting the industry standard.
At least with an MMORPG like WoW or Final Fantasy 14, that expansion comes with new characters, new voice actors that they have to pay, Pay the voice actors. New systems, new
And
classes,
still charging me $15 a month.
new areas that they had to build. You're not understanding that too. They build whole new areas that you have to go to, and it's not like a small new map. It's like literally an entire, basically new world is built from the ground up for that expansion. That's what you're paying for when you buy the expansion.
Or you're paying for the brainwashing that you should be paying for it.
I don't agree with that.
Considering that they're still charging you $15 a month per player. They're raking in money hand over foot. And they're still charging you for cosmetics.
I don't agree with charging for cosmetics. I will say that. I don't think you should be selling.
And they're still selling you expansions. Come on. They're making money.
Listen, I don't think you should be selling stuff in a premium store if you already have a monthly subscription and charge for expansions. But I will say this. I think it's still okay to pay for expansions.
I'm okay with paying for expansions. I just don't think it's okay to pay for expansions and then still have to pay for the rest of the things that you're making me pay for.
You don't have, but here's the thing though. Most
to access your game.
We're talking 14. Wow.
I'm only talking
right?
14.
14 and WoW. You gotta include WoW in that too. It's the same shit.
Okay, I'm talking WoW too. I've never played WoW.
Okay. We're talking 14 and WoW, right? We're still getting a wealth of content within.
I don't disagree.
That's actual like premium content. We're talking dungeons.
I don't disagree.
Story, like you're already going to be invested in hours before you even.
I understand.
Over 100 plus hours before you even hit essentially the bulk of the vanilla content in that shit, right? Like, to me, it makes a lot of sense. I get why the monthly subscription thing kind of irks people, but that is, again, servers. We're talking server up cost. Essentially, it's the same thing as a free-to-play game that charges you money for cosmetics because they have to keep their servers online too. Same thing. I think what bothers you is the fact that some of these do have premium stores in them, but
I understand
still,
having to keep your servers
it's still the same. It's still the same. They're still doing the same things. It's just. I think.
Let me ask you a smart question. How much does it cost?
One is less upfront. Wait, what?
How much does it cost for a server to run?
I don't fucking know.
24/7 with tens of millions of people accessing it. A lot.
All right. Now you're charging people for the server access. Now, sure, I don't think that obviously you're charging me extra for the server access because if you got millions of people on it, right? You got millions of people on. Say we had a server with the three of us. It was $4 a month, and I said, you know what? Everybody give in $4 a month, but the server itself is $4 a month. Tripled up.
You know
what I'm saying? Server is $4 a month. You say?
I'm making up a scenario.
Well, we're talking.
I'm saying, like, imagine, like I say, for the three of us, there's a server. It costs $4 a month. But I'm like, all right, we're all going to pay $4 a month.
But you're not factoring in what is the monthly budget for the team.
What
and
team?
I don't just mean the developers. We're talking
the team
community managers,
game masters.
I mean, I get that. I get that.
Promotional team.
What I'm saying is that, like, this is all internal, right? This is their stuff. Yeah. We don't know what their numbers are. No. So it's hard for me to dispute any of that. And I understand. But, like, when it first came up, their servers were what, $10 a month?
It's always been it's been $15 a month for the past 22 years.
That's like
that is not accurate because I know that some people were paying like 12.
You can pay for longer times to get a discount, 3 months or 6 months or a year, but the average you're paying month to month is $15 a month. That hasn't changed since 2003.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, 2004. My bad.
You can pay quarterly. You can play monthly, quarterly.
You pay like 6 months at a time. That gives you like a 25-30% off discount per month, but obviously you pay on once.
And I think now you can actually do annually.
I believe so, right? Yeah. Yeah, but like just going off the base, if you had no other subscription length plans, it's $15 a month.
Okay. I mean, look, if you enjoy Final Fantasy 14, that's your thing. I'd say you do it. Go for it. It's not my thing. I came up in free MMOs before WoW,
Yeah, but
which is
MMOs
hard
were
to say
also
considering
grindy as
that
fuck and not good.
I don't care.
I'm just saying. Listen,
I
me
pick
and
them up,
Ian played.
I put them down.
Me
I
and
pick them
Ryan
up, put
played
them
a
down.
ton of. A
I
ton of
got
free MMOs.
experiences. I didn't. I always refused to play WoW. Final Fantasy wasn't around at the time. Like,
Hold on. Whoa. The real reason you refuse to play WoW is because a group of your friends left your role play to go
I know
play
why.
WoW.
I know why I refuse to play WoW.
So no,
I never denied. I said I always refused to play WoW. I didn't say that this was the reason why I refused to play WoW. I always refused to play.
Reason.
No, I told y'all what my reason to refusing to play WoW was. I didn't say it now that's why I was refusing to play WoW or why I wasn't. I didn't say that there was any reason why I refused to play. I just refused to play WoW. I did play Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn for a little while, and I didn't agree with the subscription service, so I went on about my journey of free MMOs. I had an enriched life, and I'm all the more better for it. To me,
what do you want to
again, it's just my personal opinion on the topic. Like, and we all have different sides of the coin that we sit on. That's fine. Now moving away from industry and pricings, because obviously there's never going to be a complete agreement on pricing or the price of games or how pricing models work or whatever. Somebody's always going to be happy, somebody's always going to be sad. But moving into stuff like Arc Raiders, it's a new game. It's scratching a new itch for different kinds of players. For those who want a third-person looter shooter, for those people who want like an extraction shooter, namely those people who love the Dark Zone and the Division, Arc Raiders has come out recently, and it's actually had a growing player base. Every day, it's been getting bigger and bigger. I don't know if it's still growing, but it had an increasingly growing player base over like the course of like a week or two. Now I heard there have been calls for people, like there have literally been public requests for people to not vote for Expedition 33 for Game of the Year and instead vote for Arc Raiders. But I've also heard some people say that they really don't want to continue playing Arc Raiders until there are non-PvP servers, like we discussed earlier. I know we talk about Game of the Year candidates, quite often, especially when new games come out and when they're big and when they're moving through the industry and they're kind of making those waves. But as we approach the end of the year, now is the time we really should be talking about it. We've had a lot of games come out this year. We've had
less than a month away.
Yes, literally less than a month away. Like, voting is going to be starting within a couple of weeks. So as it comes time to vote, I guess
Actually, the nominees will be up tomorrow. So
there you go.
That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. The window's closed now. So I think now is a good time to start speculating what we might end up with Game of the Year. But the first question is, what do you guys personally have picked as your Game of the Year? Why did it get that accolade from you?
So my pick Game of the Year, just get the little ESPN music now. Ball pit. No, I'm joking. No, it's Expedition 33. I know the game has been glazed to death, but I've not had an RPG or gaming experience like that where I was so enthralled by the characters, the story, the music, combat system. Everything just came together so well for that game. Like I haven't had the last time like a single player RPG like hit me like that was like Persona 5.
Yeah.
No. Sorry.
Persona 5?
He said
no.
He said Sea of Thieves.
Oh.
Game of the Year every year, even though it's technically been out for 9 years now, whatever it came out.
Oh my god, right? With all the re-releases. And those releases got the re-releases too.
What about you, Hustle?
Dude, I had to remember what games actually came out this year.
You had the big ones. You had Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. You had Death Stranding 2. You had Expedition 33. You had Hollow Knight.
Monster Hunter.
You had Monster Hunter Wilds. You had Donkey Kong Bonanza. You had
Metroid, Battlefield.
Well, Metroid comes out the week before.
Oh yeah. Metroid's not here yet. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mario Kart World.
Yeah, Metroid comes out like exactly a week before the Game Awards. Ghost of Yote, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Split Fiction, what else is out? Blueprints, Borderlands 4, Outer Worlds 2, I said Death Stranding 2, Doom the Dark Ages.
Oh yeah, Doom did come out this year.
Metal Gear Solid 3, Delta Snake Eater.
It's so bad that I played so much that I'm just like.
Wait, was the new Like a Dragon last year or this year?
I think Like a Dragon was
early
this year, like January.
Yeah. Oh no, that was last year. Why did I think that was this year?
Was it?
That was January last year. I thought that was.
Oh, it was January last year. Okay, whatever it was early.
Yeah, there was a Like a Dragon, Majima pirate spinoff game that came out.
We had Shinobi and Ninja Gaiden as well too this year. Oh, 2 Ninja Gaiden games.
Hades 2, Arc Raiders, Avowed, a lot of stuff came out this year. Elden Ring Night Rain, Final Fantasy Tactics remake.
Do we consider Night Rain?
They might.
Is it a new game? Apparently we don't have to have a new game for it to be Game of the Year.
This is coming from the soul stand of the show. I don't think it should get nominated because it's also
that's what I'm saying. But apparently last year they showed us that it doesn't have to be a new game.
Exactly. We also had Silent Hill F. Like we had a lot of stuff this year.
There was Silent Hill.
I wish I had played. Honestly, I think for me it's either Wilds or it's gonna be Doom the Dark Ages. Like Doom the Dark Ages was a solid
Old Country. Mafia Old Country came out.
I still got to finish up Mafia the Old Country, but that from what I played so far, that shit's amazing. Like
Wilds over Shadows, bro.
Wait, what?
Wilds over Shadows?
I had to finish that. Damn. There's so many. Like, fuck. Shadows is pretty great, though. I wish I played Yo.
It sounds like a good problem to have, I'm be honest. It sounds like a good problem to have, I'm be honest.
Yeah.
And also for the crazy DLCs, because they were talking about like we had the Liza P DLC, we had the Sea of Stars DLC. There's a lot of stuff came out this year, which like I'm actually
Donkey Kong
getting back. I said Donkey. Yeah, I said Donkey Kong. I said Silk Song.
No. I'm talking about V.
What is that?
Because it says Donkey Kong and then it says Silk Song, and I'm like, Donkey Kong Silk Song?
Yep. I play it.
Donkey Kong's amazing.
He said, "Yep, I played it."
No, I said I would play it.
I have to play a little bit of Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is fantastic.
We had Battlefield 6, best reviewed Battlefield in years.
Especially after that last Battlefield.
Sonic Crossworlds, which is great. Everyone should get that if you want a nice racing game. That's not Mario Kart.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Silk Song, Donkey Kong could be nominated, but I know for a fact that Expedition 33 is going to be on that nomination list for Game of the Year.
It's a solid.
I think my safe six is Expedition, Silk Song, Split Fiction, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong. That's I think because we've been sticking with 6 past 7 years nominations. I think that's a safe.
Donkey Kong's got to be on there. It's
not gonna be Mario Kart World, but the thing is they glaze Nintendo games a lot. There's something like Mario Kart World could randomly get slipped in as nominated. I mean,
I can see it being nominated for multiplayer games.
Oh yeah,
also
Split Fiction over Ghost of Yote.
They love It Takes Two, so I mean we might get 7 or 8 nominations this year.
There's a lot of games.
Like the year Baldur's Gate.
But Expedition 33 is on that list.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But the year Baldur's Gate 3 won. That was also a stacked year. How many games were not knocked?
I think we got like 5 or 6.
Let's just be happy there's no DLCs this year for Game of the Year.
If they put Night
It was-
Rain on
okay,
there,
Yeah, it was also 6 for the year Baldur's Gate 3 one. Because that was the
I
year
don't think
that
Night Rain's going to be on there only because it was not received well.
it was okay. Like I fully played through
that's
it.
what I'm saying. I don't think that Monster Hunter is going to be on there because of the same reason.
It wasn't well received because it performed badly on PC.
Correct.
Exactly.
And because all of the players who played it, who were
It got too much
diehard,
bad.
said it was too easy.
It got too many people said too. You got too much bad press because of the performance. I don't think it's gonna be
Introducing the wound system is what made is actually what took a lot of the challenge away from what
Wait,
Monster
introducing
Hunter
what
fans.
system?
The wound system.
Mm,
It made monsters die faster. Oh, it's not a challenge anymore. Oh, we
yeah,
want it
yeah,
harder. The only way you're actually going to make Monster Hunter harder is by taking away wounds. But if you take away the wound system, then now the game doesn't feel as dynamic as it did.
Listen, I don't want to hear what the community has to say because all they do is cry about how hard Omega is.
But the community is the one who's going to vote.
Community's full of-
But community
Yeah.
only gets like what 15% weight for the vote.
Yeah.
Like, it's mainly the council of voters in the
If you go to-
industry that they
If you go to any forum in terms of a fandom, it's like there's no consistent thought on a game. Some people be like, I feel like it's fine. People are like, too easy. Again, the people were just like, it's too easy. It's just like, when was Monster Hunter fucking ball breakingly hard? Monster Hunter's never been a hard game series.
the
The
first
only
one.
time it was hard, quote unquote, was when it had bad controls. Other than that, the game's been kind of like easy. Always has been. I don't know what's this like crazy difficulty these people have in their. I'm gonna be real. I think what a lot of it is too many people have been ingrained with Souls type of gameplay. That it's kind of merged into other games, and people think like, oh, this was much harder than I remember. This is much harder. This was much easier than I remember. It's just like, no, dude, you were playing a bunch of Soul shit, and then you just start comparing everything to that, and then you can't do that because Souls games are the Souls games. Monster Hunter is Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter isn't about difficulty. It's about hunting with a group of people. Always has been. Now, I'm wrong. There are challenges in it, but nothing is particularly hard. Never has been.
So what's your
What's
pick?
My pick? For me,
This is for you. Your opinion. Nobody can
It
tell
might be
you you're
Doom.
right or wrong.
yeah, it might be Doom and Dark Ages. I heavily enjoyed that.
Okay.
It's not
Did your
too.
pick
It's,
do something different from any other game?
Huh?
Like I said, did your pick do something different from any other game? Was like the story like too good? Did it like lock you into the point where you felt impressed? Did it
the
impress
only
you
reason
in
I
any way?
haven't said Expedition 33 is because I haven't gotten far enough in it, and it feels disingenuous to just say Expedition 33.
I mean,
if
I'm gonna be
haven't
honest with you. I haven't
played far
gotten
enough
super
into
far in it either, but I'm
Raiden saying that makes sense because he beat the game. I haven't
Yeah.
gotten very far in it, so I'm not gonna just say it without having.
Oh no,
gotten
I'm
far in it.
asking if Doom and Dark Ages did something different that impressed you. That like, did it do something that left an impression on you that made you feel differently about like any other game? Because like I talked to you before, Assassin's Creed Shadow had its claws in you. You know what I'm saying? You had already had hundreds of hours in the game and had barely gotten any progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, did Doom the Dark Ages really like put?
I think with Doom and Dark Ages, it was like I felt like it was the perfect length for a game. Wasn't too long. It was like what, 12 hours, 15 hours. It felt like going back to like the PS2 times of like you rent a game out for a weekend and then you just like beat it.
Is it
was
$70
satisfying
worth of
because
game?
It had hot
Is it $70 worth of game?
$70 worth of game. I think it
Like,
is.
like if you bought it for 70, would you been fine with that?
I've been fine with it.
12 hours of game?
12, 15. What, like 15? What was it, like 15 hours? I
Oh,
think I
no,
beat
I
it in like
probably
15
would've-
hours.
I probably would have been. No, we're not hitting all the categories. We're literally just talking about game of the year, B.
But to me, it did everything it needed to do. Had great music, great combat. I love the new shield system. That was great. The parry system. That was dope.
I could see it being. I could
The
see it
range
being
of
nominated
different-
for something else, but I don't know.
The range of
Yeah,
different
probably
combat.
best action game or something.
Yeah,
Very much.
yeah.
Like we're gonna
won't-
talk about all of the
It
different
won't be
categories
game of the
and the
year,
nominees later.
But for me, in terms of overall package of what I enjoyed, the gameplay length, I had a fun time with that.
I mean, that's exactly what we're looking for. Like I said, I haven't beaten Expedition 33. I've definitely put in quite a few hours, you know what I'm saying, grinding and trying to get through, but I didn't get through all of the story either. But just from the visuals, the music, the graphics, everything that I've gotten to experience, the gameplay, like I can say safely that as an enjoyer of a turn-based combat system, and even for people who did not enjoy turn-based combat games, they were brought to this game.
Yeah.
They were brought to this genre and they enjoyed the game. So I can say that Expedition 33 moved needles in enough ways where even if I did not beat the game, I could still say it deserved Game of the Year. Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
I didn't get past chapter
I
1,
think-
but it deserved Game of the Year because
No, I think
played chapter
Expedition
1
deserves Game of the
16
Year.
times.
Don't get me wrong. It definitely deserves Game of the Year. It may not be mine only because I haven't beaten it. I think if I played it, I would be like, hell yeah, that's Game of the Year for me.
But like legitimately, like Baldur's Gate 3, I played
From what
chapter
I
1 like
played,
15, 16 times. Does that
that's
not
it.
mean that I can't say that it's Game of the Year? Like, no, just because I've never beaten the game? No. I mean, I've started a ton of characters. I've gotten different experiences every single time I've played. Yeah.
I will say this. I hope that Expedition 33 is a lot of people's Final Fantasy 7.
I agree.
I honestly think it is already.
I agree.
Which is great. Because that's what really got me into RPGs. Like,
I think you should take more time with it. I think I should take more time with it.
No, I plan to. It's just so much shit came out. That's the problem.
Nah, going back to my Xbox app, I only missed 5 achievements in the game. That's how much
I personally just I haven't played a lot of games this year, but I've also been competing.
No.
I've been pushing my needle in different ways. So, you know,
like Expedition, like how I talk about Expedition 33 to some people is like my girl bought it just because of how much I talked it up when we were talking about like games and shit. Like she just started playing. She's like, I only put like 3 hours in, but damn. Like I was like, yeah, it's like that. It's that crazy.
Yeah,
Like
like after an hour or two, like you start seeing the draw of the game, and you're like, okay,
Oh yeah, Dune Awakening came out. Yeah, that's another great one too. But you get to be in it. Well, no.
So, what should our criteria be for saying that something should be Game of the Year or is going to be Game of the Year? Like, is there like specific metrics?
How, like, I guess really how much did it move the needle and get people like kind of like what you're saying? How much did it move the needle and how much did it affect the gaming sphere overall and not just in its genre? People, like you said, like we had people who never talked ever about RPGs ever in life, played Expedition 33 and like this was like a life-changing experience. Like that's like something like shit like that. Like it was that crazy. Like the impact that game had on people that would normally never play those games, but just because of like how we're talking about, I was like, all right, I hate RPGs. Let me play this though. And then it's like, yo, and I saw like bad streamers like, y'all got. So what other turn-based RPGs y'all play? like that was the impact that game had. And then I forget what streamer it was. It was like a smaller streamer on TikTok. He was like, all right, you told me like Expedition 33. The top one y'all said go back and play was Chrono Trigger. They played Chrono Trigger. They were like, how did I miss this my entire life? Like it's like stuff like that.
And have him grab on the original Final Fantasy 7 next, baby.
Yeah, like I know people who used to like enjoy watching Final Fantasy but could never play it because of its turn-based and are fully into it now. Fully into the turn, like Expedition 33.
For me, it wasn't a turn-based thing that wasn't.
For a lot of people, it is because the combat felt more boring because you got to think more.
For me, I think it was the settings that for the longest time turned me off of RPGs. I was just like, I don't want to, because I wasn't really into fantasy shit back then. I was like, I don't care about this fantasy shit with dragons and fucking magic.
That's always been my joint. So I've always been involved in that.
But then Final Fantasy VII came out, and I was just like, wait, this is like futuristic, and like they got swords and shit, and like
They have
there's
swords
like
and guns and
motorcycles.
like
Raijin, I'm going to need to ask you something. I'm going to need you to pull up the last 10 game of the years.
that one or nominees.
That one.
Oh, I said them before, but I'll bring
Yeah,
it up.
yeah. I'm just watch because our next. So, how often do we think that game of the years actually deserve it? Like the ones who got it.
Where are you at? Game Awards last 10. Astrobot last year.
Deserved it.
What was its competition?
Competition was Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantasia.
Ooh, wait, that was kind of.
We talked about it last year. I loved Astrobot.
Everything except Shadow of the Erd Tree was like.
Yeah.
For
I was
me,
cool with everything
like,
but that.
I loved Astrobot. For me last year, Black Myth Wukong was my game of the year. Like I played that.
I was saying, like everything but everything except Shadow of the Erd Tree deserved that.
Yeah, we had a firm stance on that shit. We were like, I don't care. We all right.
I don't disagree with Astrobot, but I also don't. Like, I feel like it could have been anybody's game at that point.
Yeah. The previous year, obviously Baldur's Gate 3. I don't think there's any question
that.
that.
What was nominated decided? Because I think Spider-Man 2
was Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Wonder.
Oh God, that's stacked too.
Stacked one too.
Oh.
2022 Elden Ring won. I don't think that's a I don't think that's an argument. But the nominees were Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Stray, Horizon Forbidden West, Ragnarok, and Plague Tale Requiem.
Oh, those last three were kind of bangers too, though.
Yeah.
I'm about to say you can make an argument for Horizon and
God of War.
Ragnarok.
Yeah. Elden Ring was
Plague Tale.
Elden Ring was a beast, like along the level of Baldur's Gate 3, though. Like
in terms of cultural impact.
2021.
Yeah, but Ragnarok did some things.
2021 was It Takes Two. Competition was Deathloop, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Resident Evil Village, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Damn. That was sick too, because I liked all those games.
Out of all those, I think as much as I'm a Metroid fanboy, I think Resident Evil Village was the best game that came out that year.
I was thinking Ratchet and Clank.
But also, in my opinion, Psychonauts 2 should not have been nominated, and Guardians of the Galaxy should have gotten a nod for Game of the Year. Because that game was excellent. Like, whoever has not played the Guardians of the Galaxy game yet, like, you need to go back and play that. That game was, like, top tier everything. It just did not get advertised. I don't know why they didn't have faith in that game.
Because of Avengers.
Yeah, Avengers kind of besmirched that shit.
True, yeah. 2020 was Last of Us Part 2. Competition was... Oh, I clicked the wrong link. Oop. Competition was Animal Crossing New Horizons, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, and Hades 1.
Okay, all right. So the trend is looking like we are we have some stacked game of the years. So
for 2020 for me, I still say this day Ghost of Tsushima was the one. I understand why Last was Part 2 won, but I think Ghost of Tsushima was so good.
How often do we think that the game that won Game of the Year actually deserved it?
2021, I don't agree with. That was It Takes Two. 2022, I do agree with. That was Elden Ring. 2023, I agree with. That was Baldur's Gate 3. 2024, like, I get it, but I think Black Myth Wukong should have won. 2019, Sekiro won. Competition was Control, Death Stranding 1, Outer Worlds 1, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I think the only one that shouldn't have won was Smash Bros.
Yeah, that was a weird
one. Well, remember, Smash Brothers came out the year before that.
Yeah, it was. It was December. Yeah, it came out December.
It was disqualified from the year prior because of the release date.
Yeah, for that year, like I mean, Sekiro was amazing, but it doesn't have the best story. So it's like Death Stranding was rough to get into at the start. It takes way less. Like from what I've told from Ruse, Death Stranding 1 takes way longer for the game to get going versus Death Stranding 2, which kind of gets you into it faster.
I mean, Loon said that was the UPS simulator, the FedEx package delivery simulator.
I loved Outer Worlds 1. But probably Resident Evil 2 remake. Probably.
I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about remakes and remasters.
Yeah, that's a tough one because, well, if it
for going from the PS1 version to this one
it's a new game.
It's not the same game.
Like Final Fantasy VII remake is a new game experience. Resident Evil is going to be a new game experience. I just don't know. I'm still up in the air about how I feel about those. Like for game of the year, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like if it's drastically different, it can go. It can count.
2018 is a toss up year where it's like I wouldn't have been mad at any of these three that did.
I mean, for the most part, all of what you said, I'm kind of.
Listen to 2018 real quick. You had God of War, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, Spider-Man 1, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh.
2018 was a crazy year. I would have been fine with Spider-Man, Red Dead, or God of War winning, but God of War won.
I would have been fine with Monster Hunter winning.
Yeah. That did completely like save the franchise, dude. Like that's still like the best selling
Monster Hunter in all of all time right now. It literally, that's what I'm saying. Like I'd have been fine with Monster Hunter, like bro. All right, so now here's the question. Over the past 10 years, if we took each game of the year over the past 10 years and had something like game of the decade voted for once every 10 years,
let's say 2015 and 2025, like just for that.
Correct. 2015 to 2025. What do you think deserves game of the decade? So, like, say this year's winner is Expedition 33.
Can I give you what my 6 nominees would be?
Give us the 6 Actually, hold on. Give us the 6 nominees.
My 6 nominees for Game of the Decade going from 2015 to 2025.
Had to be a winner.
Oh, it has to be a winner out of the Game Awards choices. Okay.
All right,
out of the Game of the Year. It have to be. So out of 10 Game of the Year, whatchamacallit, you have to choose a best.
All right, so winner, guess I'll start from 2015. That was Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. 2016 was Overwatch. 2017 was Breath of the Wild, just to go through them. 2018 God of War. 2019 Sekiro. 2020 Last of Us Part 2. 2021 It Takes Two. 2022 Elden Ring. Baldur's Gate 3 for 2023. Astrobot for Game of the Year for last year. And I don't want to assume, but let's just say in case the thought experiment, Expedition 33 wins this year. Just for the thought experiment.
Game of the decade would probably either be Baldur's Gate 3 or it would be Expedition.
Elden Ring is also up there.
Yeah.
I think it would be between those 3 to be
Breath of the Wild.
I think Tears of the Kingdom's better,
but didn't win.
But it didn't win. That's the thing. Because for me personally, because I think the sequel's better. I don't think Breath of the Wild's in my top 3, even nomination for Game of the Decade.
We're talking winners. I'm gonna go with. Again, we don't know where the Game of the Year. It could be a complete blind side, and Expedition doesn't win Game of the Year.
And also another thing to take into account. Can you imagine if Cyberpunk came out the way it was supposed to be and actually got nominated for 2021?
That would have won. It probably would have won.
I think that's the only reason that It Takes Two won that year is because of how bad Cyberpunk was for the first 6 months. But that's what kills games. Like, for me, remember I always said Jedi Survivor should have been a Game of the Year nominee because of how badly Respawn put it out. It was not even in anyone's discussion. And then people play it, they're like, oh, wait, this is great. I was like, I was telling y'all, man.
Yeah.
It was great. Goddamn bugs, man.
I fucking played it on Game Pass. I was like, I can't put this down.
I think my winner is not Breath of the Wild, Baldur's Gate 3.
It's probably Baldur's Gate 3. Like,
Yeah,
The
that's
reason
what I'm
why is
saying.
because it had massive cultural impact. It's still being played and improved upon today. The amount of story, the amount of gameplay, the amount of time that you can play that game and always experience something different is almost infinite.
Yeah,
And like no two runs are ever going to be the same.
it's the ultimate player sandbox.
Correct. While still being
RPG
entertaining each
sandbox.
time.
Yeah. Every choice is impactful. Everything you do in that game matters. There's not a game that exists right now currently outside of Baldur's Gate 3 where every single thing you've done in that shit matters. And not just that, with your
Like
people you play with.
conversations and like choices you make, like they've taken it to a whole different level.
It's crazy how well they've done that game.
Yeah, I can't see anything else beating it.
Yeah, it's gonna
Like even if Expedition 33 won this year, like and was considered, because obviously if there was a game of the decade, it would have to be voted for during 2026. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything having the same amount of impact on gaming culture as Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not even.
I just saw something. GTA 6's release date is going by this year's when they release nominees is 2 days after when the deadline is. That means potentially GTA 6. They're gonna slip it in. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They're gonna give an exception for it. But going by the standards they've set, technically GTA 6 would not be eligible for Game of the Year next year because of when.
But it's going to be.
But it's gonna be. I fully believe it's gonna be. But how
Either
wild
that
would
or
that
they
be?
push
I
it back
wouldn't
for the
even be
next
mad
year
at
and it
that.
wins.
I wouldn't even be mad at that because let's be real, it was supposed to come out in May.
Yeah.
So it got delayed. As a policy,
It'll actually be unfair because it'll be the freshest thing on your mind.
Yeah, I honestly think the safest, most fair thing is to make it not eligible for next year's Game of the Year award.
We know it's going to be.
That's messed up.
I agree.
That's all the other games. Like, not granted, like not every company cares about getting the Game of the Year, but they're like, oh wait, it's getting delayed again. Like we can actually get some accolades, like a game of the year potentially. Now GTA 6 pushed back. Psych, nah. I know we normally have these nominees up days before GTA 6 come out. Psych, GTA 6 up for Game of the Year. It's like that would be messed up.
Damn, I had to look at. I was like, what is coming out in 2026? We got.
I don't know.
First Light.
We can definitely talk about what's upcoming next year.
James Bond.
Yeah. We'll have the nominees tomorrow. So next episode we can kind of go through the nominees like we did last year.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a Game of the Year episode next, or the nominees and whatever, and we'll just have fun and go down the list and see what happens. But for now, we have talked about the future of gaming. We have talked about all of the things that is coming out of gaming and what we can expect going forward. So if you guys have any thoughts or anything that you want to contribute to the conversation, feel free to leave it to us in the comments. Feel free to send it to us in Discord. For now, though, we are over our time. We appreciate you being here, and we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts of supporting us all of this time. And we know November is a rough and tricky month. As a matter of fact, today is my mother's birthday, Ryden's birthday, my birthday, Time Traveling's birthday. We've all been having birthdays and celebrations and things of that nature. So it's a little difficult for us to make the adjustments, but we appreciate you bearing with us while we go through these tough times. Obviously, Thanksgiving's coming up and holidays are coming up, so we might be a little bit inconsistent, but we're trying to get back on track. Either way, we still offer you those things. And until next time, remember that if there's ever anything that you want to achieve, all you got to do is press the start button. I'll let you later.
Please.
Later, y'all.